To support this channel, tap the Amazon link in the description to do your daily online shopping.
I wasn't convicted of no rape charge. My charge was sexual abuse, forcibly touching the buttocks.
Still holding me. He still has his hand wrapped around my braids. So I'm still like stockings, which we would call pantyhose back then. I had them on and I remember them being ripped off. I remember my dress being ripped off.
What up, though? This your boy DOC. Now I'm gonna play some clips, but I'm gonna keep this real brief because I just put up a video and it's maybe 16 to 20 minutes long, and I don't know if a lot of people watch full videos nowadays to receive all the information, but it was a lot of information, bits and pieces. Now, let me just get straight to it. The individual that I just interviewed named Babez. It's crazy because this is a very small world. For those that's been watching Vlad TV, that's been watching this new interview that he just put up with Ayanna Jackson, which 99 damn near 100% of the people feel like she's lying. Throughout those videos, she's constantly kept mentioning a gentleman named Charles Fuller. So it's crazy. I sent Babez that particular couple videos just to get his response on it. Now, you see, if you've seen the interview I did with Babez, he constantly talks about his cousin named Man. He always talks about his cousin named Man. You heard Big Psych say that it wouldn't have been no Thug Life album without Man and Babez. So this is why I say this is a small world, because when I kept hearing that name Charles Fuller and was talking to Babez about the situation, the way he was approaching it, he was like, man, I know this didn't happen from the people I talked to, because you got to think about the timeline that we started to paint within part one of the video is starting back all the way from like 89, and it's going to go to maybe 94, 95, don't quote me on that, but it's going to go to around that time, to whenever Tupac left and went down to LA. So this gentleman, Babez and Man, were around Tupac almost all the time. They went on all the road trips, tours, and everything that he had during his time. So this rape allegation happened during the time they was around. The crazy thing about it is Babez was like, Charles Fuller is Man. Man is his blood older cousin. Their blood family. He was like, that's his government name. So, you know, I had to ask him, I wanted to make sure that it was cool with him to put out the conversation that we had, because he told us exactly what Tupac and Man, which his name is Charles Fuller, came back and ended up saying after the situation. Now, what's making me do this is because I seen someone just leave a comment under my last video saying, why was no one else arrested? So I don't think that they made it all the way to that part of the video where it was multiple people arrested. The charges was dropped on Charles Fuller. Now, that's the only person that she said, I want to make it clear that Charles Fuller did not rape me, which is hypocritical to the whole story, because at that time you claimed everybody in the room raped you. So hypothetically, if Charles Fuller had sex with you, but you're saying he didn't rape you, how did the other individuals rape you? How did Tupac rape you? If you can just pick out of all these people that you said raped you and had sex with you in this room this night, but there's only one person. And to me, the most coincidental part about it, and correct me if I'm wrong, the only person that's still alive out of this whole situation is Charles Fuller, is Man. So we're working on, Babez is going to address this situation in part 2 or part 3 of our next interview. He's going to tell you directly out of his mouth, since he was definitely around. This was the era where they was around him. It wasn't no ifs, ands, buts about it. They were around Tupac during this time. He's going to tell you exactly out of what he remember happening and what Tupac and Man, when they came, because the charges was dropped on Charles Fuller, but he was arrested. It was other people arrested in this situation. Now, what I'm about to play is everything, you know, all the video clips, and it's maybe more out there, but all the times that Tupac was asked about this situation, you look him in his eyes, pay attention to his posture, and listen to everything he got to say.
The girl who claims that, what did she claim?
Can't even say it, man.
Okay. But technically it's a rape case.
I wasn't convicted of no rape charge. My charge was sexual abuse, forcibly touching the buttocks. I have females saying that. I can't say it, but
okay.
It just bothers me so much, you know what I'm saying, to go through my life and everything I did in my life, coming out of a family and a household with just women, to get to this point, to have a woman said I took something from her. It was hard.
How am I gonna forcibly do anything to a girl after she did it to me consensually? And that's not something I'm making up. That's what they said. They said that. The girl came to court and said she did this, she did that, she called my hotel, it was good. She said that, not me. Now, why am I gonna force her? I mean, this is common sense. But no matter what happens, innocent or guilty, my life is ruined. Because when they say, whatever they say in this verdict, y'all not going to make it front page news. It won't be bigger, no matter what. All that you want to hear is that he's guilty, he's in jail, the reign of terror is over, the outlaw's gone. That's what they want to do. So I'm starting to think I don't know which story to read. I don't know if this is, about, black and white and loud and quiet, or is it about me and this girl? Because if it's about me and this girl, come on, we shouldn't even be here.
Coming down the elevator, you complain.
Something like that up, though,
Why would she make something like that up? Because hell have no fury like a woman scorned.
If you could go back to the night when the sexual abuse occurred, is there anything that you would do differently?
Yeah.
What?
I would not have closed my eyes until she was out of the room, until everybody was out of the room.
So when you left the room and left her with those people,
I didn't leave her with those people. I didn't bring her to those people.
she came over herself?
Right. She came over, knew those people, knew everything, I just didn't grab her out of there. But I'm guilty of not being a smart man, not being a good-hearted man, I guess, or whatever, or being more considerate.
At any point, were you aware that she was involved in something she didn't want to...
Excuse me. None of this legal matters can be asked at this point.
Well, I can...
Listen to the stuff that you'll have to cut out. I'm sorry.
All right.
It's not given any limits.
Gentlemen's out on bail.
Let me see.
I couldn't defend myself. Capable of doing any harm to any woman. That's really the main thing, you know what I'm saying? I do mess up. I do act crazy. I do get drunk. I do have parties. I do, get into little fist fights with guys, but I'm not capable of doing any harm to a woman. Taking something from her or anything. That's not me. That'll never be me. They don't ever have to worry about me hurting kids or a woman or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? That's not me. I'm a victim. I would never make anybody a victim. That's not me. I would fight people bigger than me or stronger than me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a victim. But I would never, oppress somebody. I'm the oppressed. So that's the main thing.
Now, like I said, you had the opportunity to see her interviews. You had the opportunity to go back during that time to see everything that Tupac was saying, his body language, his posture, how he approached the situation. I want to get y'all true opinion on what y'all think happened. Tell me if you think Ayaana is lying. My thing is, what's making her come back doing this play now? What brought her out 20-something years later to talk about this now? On top of the fact, I know this is not the first time you have talked about it. Why is your story not coherent? Why does it not make sense? Why does it seem like you're still fishing for answers, trying to just fit into the conversation? It just makes no sense to me, but I want to get y'all opinion on this. And what do you think about the sole fact of, one, at the very beginning, this is where she lost all credibility, when she didn't want to admit that she gave him fellatio in the club, and Vlad had to correct her, and then she was like, well, maybe I kissed it, then came back up. Two, her stories have constantly changed over time. She didn't accuse Charles Fuller of rape, but then she said she was raped by everybody in the room. Also, she said she has braids. You've seen the picture that I put up where she did not have braids. And then she also says she had on a black spandex dress, which she didn't have on a black spandex dress. You know what I mean? And like I say, according to Babez and the information that he's relaying, that none of that stuff happened. That everything that happened that night was willing, and that she was totally willing to do whatever happened in that room. And what you think about the connection between Babez and Charles Fuller actually being blood cousins.